UUB is back, and his potential is bigger than ever. Dragon Ball Super Chapter 66 has officially released, and now that UUB has played a major role in the defeat of Moro, what does this mean for the future of his character, and the future of Dragon Ball Super? Let's talk about it now. How's it going, everyone? InnovativeJdawg here, and before we begin today's discussion about UUB, make sure you hit that like button so this video can be pushed into YouTube's algorithm, and while you're at it, if you're new to the channel and love Dragon Ball, you'll definitely want to subscribe, because I dedicate this channel to talking about all things Dragon Ball related. Hit that notification bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload a new video. With all that out of the way, let's talk about UUB. There's a huge possibility that moving forward into the next arc of Dragon Ball Super, whether it be set before or after the end of Dragon Ball Z, UUB will no doubt become a major character in the future of this franchise. In Chapter 66, the Dai Kaioshin, or the Grand Supreme Kai, takes over Majin Buu's body once again and travels down to UUB's village, where he asks him to donate some of his energy for an important cause. Lifting his hand up towards the sky, UUB surprisingly sends a ton of energy over towards Vegeta, who gathers it together and sends it all into Goku by reversing the functionality of forced spirit fission. The reason as to why UUB was capable of producing so much energy in comparison to the remainder of Goku's friends was because it's revealed that UUB's energy was made up of divine energy. Yeah, that's right, UUB has an innate type of God Ki within his genetic makeup because it's explained that when Majin Buu absorbed the Dai Kaioshin, he attained his God Ki in the process. However, Fat Buu isn't the owner of the Dai Kaioshin's divine energy like we were led to believe, because when he split apart from Kid Buu after being freed by Goku and Vegeta, the divine energy was gifted to Kid Buu instead. So yes, that means that when Goku and Vegeta fought Kid Buu on the World of the Kais, the little pink monster had God Ki. But that doesn't mean that he was God tier at that moment in time, so allow me to explain. Just because Kid Buu had God Ki within his body, that doesn't mean that he was as strong as Beerus or anything, and the reason for this was he simply didn't know how to use God Ki. Kid Buu was never trained in the art of using God Ki, and thus he didn't know how to utilize it. The God Ki was dormant within his body because he didn't know how to tap into it. I love Geekdom 101's metaphor in his recent Kid Buu God Ki video, as he states that having innate God Ki means nothing if the user doesn't know how to use it, and that, quote, it's like having a gun with no bullets. He does a great job at dissecting the topic of Kid Buu having God Ki, and if you want to gain a better understanding of this topic, and the concept of God Ki as a whole, please go check out his video if you haven't already. Now, the debate over which version of Buu is strongest, whether it's Kid Buu or Buuhan, that's an entirely different debate, and doesn't revolve around the incorporation of God Ki at all. I want to make a video talking about that debate eventually, but that's not what we're talking about today. Let's get back to UUB. Now that we've cleared up the misconception over innate God Ki, if Kid Buu didn't know how to utilize it, then why was UUB, his reincarnation, able to lend so much energy to Goku? It's heavily implied that since the Dai Kaioshin was there helping UUB extend his arm towards the sky, and because he was seen holding onto the young boy, he was able to tap into UUB's body and pull forth that divine energy needed to defeat Moro. Regardless of how UUB was able to pull that energy forth, the fact that he alone was capable of lending more energy that helped push Goku into Mastered Ultra Instinct when Gohan and the rest could only get him to Super Saiyan Blue, that is incredible. When we're first introduced to UUB at the end of Toriyama's original run for the Dragon Ball manga, there was no such thing as God Ki, and all we knew about UUB was that he was the reincarnation of Kid Buu. At the time, that's all we really needed to explain UUB's potential. During their fight in the 28th Tenkaichi Budokai, we saw a completely untrained UUB beat up on base Goku, who had a full 10 years to train ever since that battle against Kid Buu. Because UUB was the reincarnation of an already powerful monster, one of the most powerful creatures in the entire universe, it made sense that his potential would be massive. But then when Goku and his friends came back for Battle of Gods in 2013 and the concept of God Ki was introduced, the end of Z started to make less and less sense. If the entirety of Dragon Ball Super took place in the 10-year time skip between Kid Buu and the 28th Tenkaichi Budokai, then how is UUB still able to impress Goku? If Goku knew how to tap into God Ki, making his base form much more powerful, and if he knew how to use forms such as Super Saiyan Blue, which would make Kid Buu look like a walk in the park, it would make absolutely absolutely no sense for UUB to showcase such power. For the end of Z to make sense, there would have to be a rewrite, or it would have to be retconned. Now, after the release of Chapter 66, it looks like the end of Z could remain intact, and Super could even expand beyond it by having Goku take UUB under his wing, like what we saw at the beginning of Dragon Ball GT. Of course, UUB wouldn't be able to utilize God Ki during his fight against Goku, especially since he doesn't even know how to harness regular Ki, but now that his starting potential is even higher than Blue Goku's level, the power difference between the two of them is much more even like how it was back in the day. If Dragon Ball Super does go beyond the end of Z, could you imagine how much more powerful UUB could become? He'd become way more powerful than what we saw in Dragon Ball GT, and with Goku as his master, he could learn how to tap into his own divine energy. Because everything after the end of Z is untapped territory, the story of UUB and the level of strength he reaches once he learns how to tap into God Ki, the sky is the limit for what we could see. UUB could become one of the strongest warriors ever imagined. He could tap into Ultra Instinct as a mere human. He could become stronger than a god of destruction, and the cool thing is, we don't know what will happen. Unless if Dragon Ball Super abruptly ends, which I don't see that happening anytime soon, this series could keep going on for years and years thanks to UUB opening up the gateway to storylines and events taking place after Z. I can say for certain that I'm more excited for the fate of UUB now than I ever was back when he was first introduced, and I certainly cannot wait to see what Toyotaro has in store for him moving forward. But what do you think about the potential of UUB? How strong do you think he'll be once he receives proper training? How do you want the story of Dragon Ball to go after Moro? Leave your comments down below and let's have a discussion. As always, thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you want to watch more Dragon Ball content like this, make sure you drop a like on this video so it can get pushed into YouTube's algorithm, and if you love Dragon Ball content and you're new to my channel, you should definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date every time I post a new discussion, a new review, or any other video of the sort. Until my next video though, I will be seeing all of you Dragon Ball fans later. See ya!